Brian, hold up that very carefully so that the camera guy can zoom. He can zoom in. Just hold it up still.
Really? So, no, we can't talk about that story.
This is a picture.
I mean acorn nuts.
Oh. Yeah. Yes, please. That guy, Brian.
I'm the worst hand model ever.
That guy is Christopher Barkley. He's a Domino's pizza worker. He says that Acorn in Ohio got him to register something like 10 to 15 times.
They tracked him down. No, they stopped this guy.
What they did was 3 subpoenas have been served on people in Ohio. So he says, yeah, you know, they just kept following me, and so I registered, even though it's probably against the law. There's also a woman by the name of Latila Goins. She didn't put her address on it, but she did sign hers a whole bunch of times. But my favorite is Freddie Johnson. In the last year and a half, he has filled out registration forms. He probably says 72 times. So he is registered to vote 72 times out there?
Okay, did you hear me sigh? Because finally this story has me absolutely nuts. No pun intended. This is absolutely ridiculous. This Acorn group is going out and canvassing these neighborhoods. Do you realize they have to reach quotas? So they're just going up to the same people, and they're getting paid for this, by the way. So they're going up to, like, Brian Kilmeade, and they're saying, Brian, just fill out these 15 forms. It's okay. And you don't have to put an address in there, because we'll fill it in for you. And by the way, they're now admitting to the Elections Board in Cuyahoga County in Cleveland, Ohio, that, in fact, yeah, we have no idea if we're committing fraud. And it's your fault. It's the Elections Board's fault, because you guys should really be having the oversight on us. I am so steamed about this morning after reading this article, because we're talking about a presidential election here, folks.
Look at the
states. And these are swing states. This is a presidential election.
Right.
And we have 26 days left to figure this thing out. And I'm wondering, when Peter Johnson comes out here, lawyer extraordinaire, if anyone has any recourse legally with this once the election is over.
Well, he better be wearing a flame retardant suit, because you're breathing fire on this one today.
And I wore red.
Right. Also, what about the voting machines they're actually using in the Cleveland area? These, what do they call them, the Diebold machines? They're still having problems. They admit that after they vote and transfer the votes over to the central system, that they drop votes. On the transfer, they drop votes. And also, remember a year ago we showed you how they were, at least a year, maybe they're so easy to hack into? That problem still exists.
Yeah. So what they're saying out in Ohio is they've got all these forms that are being fed to them from Acorn. And remember, Acorn, these people are paid to go out and get them, as Gretchen just said. But here's the problem. The voter registration people in each of the counties say, okay, when Acorn gives us that pile, we don't have the resources to check into whether or not those names are really valid. And there's another problem. Acorn says that, okay, if we have some rogue canvassers, we by law cannot throw out ones, even if they say Mickey Mouse on them, because there is a law that you cannot destroy a voter registration card. So Acorn takes them to the county, says, okay, register these people. The county doesn't have the resources to investigate it. So in the case of Ohio, which just wound up with that early voting, those people who automatically, on the spot, were registered and voted, those votes, it sounds like, according to this story, are going to count.
And here's the other part of the story, is that
even if they're fraud,
these Acorn employees are told specifically to go and register low and moderate income voters. And so in a way, then you have to argue that this is going in a certain direction politically. There is so much to talk about with regard to this story, and we're going to be talking about it more with somebody who knows a lot about it from a legal point of view in just moments away. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the states being investigated now, because remember yesterday we talked to you about the Las Vegas raid where they were registering Dallas Cowboys. The starting lineup for the Dallas Cowboys team registered in Las Vegas. They didn't know they lived there, but that's where they're going to be voting. Okay, so here are the other states.
Yeah, well, take a look.
New Mexico, Missouri, Ohio,
we'll make this easy.
Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the swing states. We've known that these were going to be the states that the presidential election would probably hinge on. And, oh, look at that. We've got these Acorn problems and voter registration problems in all of the swing states. Brings up our question of the day. Do you think that is a coincidence, or could it possibly be corruption? Email us right now.